Okay, let's talk about declick and voice denoise in RX Elements. I'm working in RX 6 standard, but the latest version of RX Elements does have this component to it where you can work within the RX framework. And they have declick, declip, declick. Here, their website can tell you better than I can. Declick, declip, dehum, and voice denoise. Voice denoise is a wonderful plugin. I like to have it set on adaptive, dialogue, and surgical. Usually gets the job done. I would start with 6 and 0 because it's better to do less of an effect more times than to do a whole lot of an effect once. The iZotope stuff is so good, you could probably put this on 15 and it will still sound nice, but you can preview it and see if you like the sound before you ever.
Right. And, one of the things that I like the fact that you expanded and broadened the type of companies, or at least, have a fund that broadens the type of companies that you can invest in. Because one of the things I found, too, in creating this podcast is I didn't want it to only be about tech companies in Silicon Valley. Like, there's more than one way to be an entrepreneur. There's more than one type of awesome business.
So the higher I go up to my ears, it sounds like her voice is starting to get a little bit squeezed. The sound is getting slightly thinner. All right, so let's put it on 10 and do this thing. Boom. That did a nice job getting rid of the noise. And like, if you must, you can come in here and probably hit Shift S. And oh my goodness. All right, so that's voice denoise. And then declick. Declick is great. The higher you go with the sensitivity, the more it's going to leave artifacts. It's going to make the sound really weird. So, what about that? What are you? Are you a smack?
Wow.
There's a wow. You could probably just have it on periodic clicks. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and so sometimes it's nice to run the declick at a low setting like this over the whole thing. Hold on, let's go back to that place one more time. Let's figure out the lowest setting we need to get that click gone. And then we'll just run the whole thing on the track.
Wow.
Okay, so it's there.
Wow. Wow.
There.
Wow. 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 Wow.
There. Okay. Boom. And so when you're mastering your stuff, the reason you want to, if you can, get those sounds out is because when you start adding the compression and the limiting, those things are going to stand out more. So if you can get rid of them here before you start adding all the other volume leveling stuff, then that's what you want to do. Because the end goal is to have the listener be as comfortable as they're listening to the audio as possible, and no one like someone like smacking in their mouth. Like, like the worst seduction ever is like you're like all up in your partner's ear. You're like, oh baby. Same with podcasts. You don't want to be smacking in people's ears, dude. All right, cool. All right. You see this down here? This is the way RX works is everything up at the top of the screen is a high frequency range. So like 20K, 15K, 12, 10. That's the treble-y stuff all the way down to the most bassy stuff. So when you see this information down here, that probably means that someone moved a microphone and it went boom. So in Elements, you can bring that information down by setting your gain maybe to -10. Select any one of these tools down here, maybe the brush. While you're selecting, hold Shift so that you can select more. and more and more. Okay. Then process. That stuff won't be quite as loud. Barely there. And check out the waveform after this was processed. Check out the waveform right here. Oh my goodness. That's cool. So anyway, let's look at dehum. All right, hum is that, you know, but you can ask dehum to teach you where, well, okay, first of all, set this to free, okay? Then say suggest, and it's saying at 120, we've got some buzz. So let's just do a practice run here. All right, so it's saying this whole line here is buzz. So we can get rid of that. That's neat. Don't need to reduce it quite that much though, so let's do -10. Filter DC offset. I don't remember exactly what DC offset is, but go ahead and have it checked. I think that if there's DC offset, it can cause some distortion or something. Forgive me for smacking my lips and for not knowing, and I'll look it up. Linear phase filters allows you to get a wider area of the frequency than when that's not checked. When it's not checked, probably just get it like that. It doesn't look too bad. Oops. Do the suggest one more time. See what it looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. So I turned off some of this. You just experiment with it and see what the spectrogram tells you. If it looks nice, it's probably going to sound nice. So yeah, there you go. Process it. Look right here in this region where my hand is, my white floating hand. This is before, here's after. Yay! That's dehum.